It's an origin story, so we focus more on one Transformer, Bumblebee, and to make this origin story and give us the liberty to create this different universe, we turn back the clock 30 years. So by setting it 30 years in the past, Travis, the director, and of course the script is the way it's written, is a very different story. It's much more a coming-of-age story, a story about connection, relationship, and misunderstood personalities finding each other at the right time. The film casts a wide net, and I mean that because it really caters to fans of the franchise, giving them the Easter eggs that they want so much, and the answers to the questions they have. I think they're going to walk out of the theater very satisfied. But I think moviegoers, young and old, it doesn't matter where you're from or who you are, the franchise is already so globally successful. But I think this movie in particular is going to bring a whole new set of fans to the franchise because it simply touches on stuff that we all go through. Being misunderstood, not quite fitting in social circles, searching for friendship, getting a friend, having that friendship broken or tested. I want the world to see it because you have a storied legacy franchise, and then you have a group's vision to redefine that franchise, and they did so well. Like I tell Hailee and Travis all the time, thank you guys for just having me in the movie. And I think Hailee's performance and Travis's vision make this movie, and I just want the world to see it. I should say Bumblebee because of the movie. I'm a huge Optimus Prime fan, and I think for the same reason that people are fans of Bumblebee. Bumblebee, the runt of the litter, often endearing. I tend to gravitate towards the team captain, the ultimate good guy. Optimus so strong, so heroic, always standing for the right moral code. Like, I dug stuff like that about Optimus Prime. And the voice, I think the voice is just extra special. I think it's little Easter eggs like that that will definitely satisfy lifelong Transformers fans, and will also lead new viewers to be like, well, what's going on with that? And then somebody in the theater can be like, you don't understand, this is gonna be extra special. So cool details like that will satisfy hardcore fans, but also appeal to a new audience member, I think makes this film extra special. Had 4 brothers, and money was sometimes scarce, but Transformers were like, they were the holy grail, if you will, of toys, because you got 2 toys for 1 toy. And the originals were so awesome, a lot of them being true die-cast, and the quality being so good, and you could transform easy into a robot and then transform back into a car. As a kid, you felt like you could do magic. So fans of the franchise are going to get the details they want. And I think that's what's great when you do an origin story about one Transformer. You get the time to tell the story. And no, you don't just see the one Transformer through the whole story. I think you're rewarded with action. You'll get to see a lot of Transformers that you loved from the past, but you do get a bigger look or more in-depth look at Bumblebee. And I think that's, I come from a business of live action performing. You do action for the sake of action. It's a means to an end. But if you care about the person doing the action, then you're invested and you want to root for that person. And I think that's what's extra special about this film for Transformers fans or new moviegoers. They will get to start from zero, learn about this character, care for this character, and root for this character. I'm an imaginative person. I know I've been able to do some pretty incredible voiceover stuff, and that is, you have to really use your imagination for that. So I thought, even though we had partial sets, at least we had something. And being able to look at a tennis ball and see that, my rendering was a lot more remedial than that, but at least I saw something. And it's also cool when you see the end product and it's spectacular. So that's a nice little reward. Travis is tremendous. I am grateful for this experience, and you know, that's a wish list thing, but I hope we can do it again. We established very honest rapport early on. I tend not to want to get in anybody's way, especially because the director is bogged down with details they have to be responsible for so much. So I try to get in there early and find out, like, hey, what would you like from me? What are your visions of this character? how can I help your vision of the movie? Because they see the whole thing. I just see my piece. And a lot of times, you don't want to get caught up in thinking your piece is the whole movie. The movie isn't called Agent Burns. So we had very honest rapport about what he would want. And, we kind of executed that plan and super prepared, never stressed. Days we would fall behind, he didn't care. We caught up. He could see the ebb and flow of everything and managed everything with such a cool attitude. Never once lost control. Had remedial animation if we ever got stuck from the sense of imagination. Like, he owned it and lived it and loves it. And I think he should be super proud with the end product. And speaking from a personal connection standpoint, what we initially talked about in pre-production, he was very kind enough while we're shooting, many takes, to walk over and be like, hey man, we got it, have some fun. And a lot of the moments you see that are fun in the movie are outtakes. Like, I never thought they'd make it. So always astute, always sharp, always watching, listening, and learning, and trying to make the most dynamic universe possible. So he was spectacular in every front. Talking with Travis, and every good hero needs a good antagonist. And we felt the best way to describe Burns to showcase Bumblebee was put Bumblebee in as much jeopardy as possible. So we wanted to make Burns essentially this 80s badass action guy, but a bad guy. Very straightforward, very down the middle. If he did have lines, they were to the point. You knew he was a threat, you knew he could kick ass, but then it began to change. So we could alter the trajectory of Burns. Burns was shot down the barrel serious, but an alternate version was a little more human, like you see in the opening scene, a little more human, a little more, a bit of a beating heart, and also can absorb information and change perspective. All that stuff happened over the course of filming.